Rachel with Maddison, and today she and I are going to be working on her possessive behavior and drop it. So the reason why I'm adding drop it in here today is because I don't know if I'll necessarily be able to get the possessive reaction out of Maddison today that you see at home. I have seen a bit of what you're talking about with her kind of snarl and snap. She really enjoys it here, but sometimes she does get a little bit overwhelmed. So, like when we try to lead her into a different area, a lot of times she lays down and flops over, and if we try to grab her collar from there or pick her up, she will kind of snarl her teeth and snap at us. Now, the reason why we haven't brought this to your attention before is because with her, it's not much of a threat. It's nothing we can't handle. She does it very slowly and very gently. So it's not to the point where it is harmful or dangerous to us as the employees yet. And so, that's, at this point, it's no reason that Maddison, wouldn't be welcome at daycare or anything like that. So I just want to assure you that she's still A-okay to be coming here, and we're able to correct it at that time. And so we're dealing with it, so hopefully it will start to sink in for her. But I'm assuming that kind of that reaction is similar to the possessive reaction that you have with her at home, like if she gets something she's not supposed to have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get her interested in something that's not a dog toy in order to tell her, to get it from her and address that kind of behavior. Now, I don't have Maddison on her regular leash. I have her on this slip leash, and so it tightens up. Now, this is a little bit milder than a chain. With that being said, a chain is still not too harsh. It would be more effective with her, so I would suggest getting one of those things. I see you have a martingale collar on her, in addition to her regular collar with a name tag. These are similar, and with how this one fits, I feel like you can still get pretty much the same reaction with that as you have with this slip lead. But you might get a better reaction with a chain collar. So just keep that in mind. I talked to Jason, who is our head trainer here. He is the most experienced, and he said that when she does get possessive like that, to put her on a leash so that you can control her more, shows a little bit more of your dominance. As you progress in her obedience training, it's going to be done on leash, and so she'll know that the leash means it's time to work, and she especially has to listen to you. So it could help her see you as a more authoritative figure. So say Maddison has something, and she doesn't want to give it to you. If you're able to safely get the leash on her, that's when you can correct her with it. So when you do the corrections, you don't want to do a long, hard pull on the leash. That's not very effective to the dog. And if a dog is exposed to a lot of constant pressure like that, their reaction is to go against it. So if I'm pulling hard on Maddison like this, her reaction is going to be to lean away and go the other way. Instead, you want to do quick, hard pops. So if she's doing something wrong, you have to be very firm with her and tell her no. So you'll just say no and give her a pop up. Now, I'm not actually pulling on the leash because she's not doing anything bad right now. She's being a very good girl. But that's the first thing you want to do. So I have a few items over here that I'm going to try to tempt Maddison with. They, definitely aren't dog toys, and see if she picks them up. Okay, not those. We have a paper towel. Maybe this is similar to like the plastic bag. That's it. Drop it. Good girl. Good girl. So she picked it up a little bit, but doesn't really want to keep it. Good girl. Now I'm still going to give her praise for leaving this alone, not being that interested in it, because That's what we want. Now this is a food cup, so it has the food smell on it, so it might be pretty tempting to her. So I'm going to see if she's interested in this smell.
Good girl. Good girl, Maddison.
Okay, so there are no problems there. She, with her giving it to me. Drop it.
Good girl. Good job, Maddison. Good girl. Good girl.
Okay, so again, it's kind of hard to show you in this video of exactly how you handle it because I don't want to be correcting Maddison if she's not doing anything wrong. That sends really mixed signals to her, and since she isn't doing anything wrong right now, if she would be getting the correction, then that would be teaching her that the good behavior she's doing is wrong, which is not what we want to do. So, again, if you can safely get the leash on her without getting bit, definitely give her quick pops on the leash and start walking her around. Now, a good way to walk her around is if you have her on your left side, make left-hand turns. And to do that, maybe there's a little bit more spunk now.
Good girl. Good girl.
So, for a left-hand turn, what you do is it's not kneeing her, kicking her in the face, but you lift your left leg up, push it over, and do it like that. That's just to turn her head, since their head controls their body. It gets you in front of her. You are, showing your dominance there. She has to get out of your way. She has to really pay attention to you. And so by doing that, it really distracts her, really makes her pay attention to you, and it's showing her that you're in charge, you're the alpha. So you can do that. Another option is it might be handy to have some squirt bottles around the house. Now you can get much smaller ones, like at Long Struds, for about $1, I think, that would be useful to keep around. Have one in each room in your house, so if she does something, you can just squirt her. Now I'm not going to squirt her now, because again, she isn't doing anything wrong. But you just squirt her and correct her, tell her no. Whenever she's doing something you don't want, always follow it up with the no command. Another thing you can do to correct her behavior is kind of the Cesar Millan trick. So you take a flat hand and you use your fingertips to poke her in the side. Now that's because dogs are really sensitive there. It doesn't hurt them, but it gets their attention. So poking her right here in her flank is where you want to do it, or right up here behind the ears. And just give her a sharp no, and just a quick poke like that. Now, it's also important that when you're playing with Maddison, you don't let her get away with any of the teething or gnawing on your hand or anything like that. You want to completely discourage all of that behavior. So really quick, Maddison and I are going to work on drop it, so I can show you how to do the drop it, which might help you avoid these situations. Toby, hush. We have dogs in here with us, so I apologize. So, now she's not really interested in this toy, but what you want to do for drop it is, if a dog feels like you're just trying to take something away from them, they really want to hang on to it. So you want to do a trade. So with drop it, you use treats. So if she has this in her mouth, I hold the treat next to her mouth and I say drop it. Now she has to open her mouth and drop the treat, or drop the toy in order to take the treat. I give her the treat and I say, good, drop it. Good, drop it, Maddison. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, so say she's holding that. You hold the treat off to the side, so she has to open her mouth and turn her head like this in order to get the treat. So you're trading your delicious treat for whatever is in her mouth. And by practicing it like that, that will teach her the drop it command. Eventually you want to work up to not using a treat every single time. So every time you tell her to drop it, so like this, Maddison drop it.
Like, drop it. Good girl.
Every time you tell her to drop it, she will spit it out, and that's even if it's something she's not supposed to have. If you work on giving her treats like that. Now, with that being said, I would not advise using treats to try to get the object she's not supposed to have away from her. That's because if she does start to kind of snarl or snap at you and become possessive with those things, you don't want to give her a treat right after that, because that's reinforcing that behavior. That's reinforcing her to act that way, which is not what you want. Instead, you want corrections, like a sharp pop on the leash, walking in tight circles, poking her to the side, or squirting her with a water bottle. That's the kind of thing that will hopefully be very effective for Maddison. So I hope this helps. This was Rachel and Maddison going over possessive behavior and drop it.